Have you ever felt like the only person in the world who's never been in a romantic relationship? That quiet ache of wondering why it hasn't happened for you, while everyone else seems to pair up effortlessly. You're not alone in this. Far from it. Today, we're diving into the psychology behind this experience with compassion and insight. First, let's clarify what we mean by relationship inexperience. It's simply the reality of never having been in a romantic partnership, whether that's dating, long-term commitments, or anything in between. This isn't a diagnosis or a flaw. It's a common human pattern that affects millions. Psychologically, it often stems from a mix of personal choices, life circumstances, and internal barriers. For some, it's voluntary singlehood, choosing to focus on career, self-growth, or independence. That's empowering and valid. For others, it's involuntary, where the desire is there, but opportunities feel elusive. Think of it like a river. Sometimes it flows freely. Other times it's blocked by rocks or diverted paths. No one's journey is the same. Importantly, this experience exists on a spectrum. Society often paints relationships as the ultimate goal, but psychology reminds us that human connections are diverse. Some thrive in solitude, others in platonic bonds. Understanding this helps us move away from self-judgment and toward self-compassion. Now let's explore the psychological mechanisms at play. One major driver is social anxiety and the fear of rejection. Imagine you're at a party. Your heart races, palms sweat, and every potential conversation feels like stepping onto a tightrope. For many with relationship inexperience, this anxiety acts as an invisible wall. It's rooted in our evolutionary wiring. Rejection once meant survival threats in tribes. Today, it manifests as overthinking every interaction. What if they think I'm weird? Or, why bother if it'll end in hurt? This fear can create a cycle. Avoidance feels safe, but it reinforces isolation. Yet it's not about being broken. It's a protective mechanism that can be understood and gently challenged. Tied to this is self-perception and internalized narratives about worthiness. If you've internalized messages like, "I'm not attractive enough," or "no one would want me," these stories become self-fulfilling. Psychology calls this cognitive distortion, where we filter reality through a lens of doubt. Maybe it started from childhood experiences, bullying, or media ideals. Picture a stick figure planting seeds of doubt in their own garden. Over time, they grow into barriers. But here's the key. These narratives aren't facts. They're editable stories. Recognizing them is the first step to rewriting your self-view with kindness. Another fascinating aspect is the paradox of desire versus avoidance. You might deeply crave connection, yet simultaneously push it away. This push-pull is like wanting to jump into a pool but fearing the cold water. Psychologically, it's often linked to all-or-nothing thinking. If it's not perfect, it's not worth it. Or, one rejection means I'm doomed forever. This black and white mindset ignores the grays of real life, where relationships are messy and gradual. Circumstances play a role too. Busy lives, limited social circles, or even pandemics can narrow opportunities. But when mixed with psychological barriers, it feels personal. Distinguishing choice from circumstance helps. Is this a deliberate path, or one shaped by unseen forces? Don't forget societal pressure and cultural expectations. We're bombarded with rom-coms, wedding posts, and questions like, "When are you settling down?" This creates a narrative that singlehood equals failure. For those with inexperience, it amplifies loneliness, anxiety, or depression. Low self-esteem might dip further, feeding a loop of withdrawal. Yet, psychology shows this impacts mental health variably. Some feel content, others struggle. The key is validating all points on the spectrum. Your timeline is yours, not a race. So, what practical insights can we take? First, reflect with compassion. Journal about your narratives. Ask, is this fear protecting me or holding me back? Consider small steps, like joining a hobby group, to expand circles without pressure. Embrace the paradox. Desire and avoidance can coexist. Therapy, like CBT, helps reframe all or nothing thoughts. Remember, voluntary singlehood is a choice worth celebrating. Focus on fulfilling non-romantic bonds. Normalize your experience. Millions share it. It's not wrong, it's human. Seek support if loneliness weighs heavy, but know change is possible at your pace. In wrapping up, remember, never having been in a relationship doesn't define your worth or future. It's a chapter in a rich, varied story. Embrace your unique path with kindness. Connection comes in many forms when you're ready. Thanks for joining this exploration. If it resonates, share your thoughts below. Take care.